Hello, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Sarasota. We're here to support you in finding a personal relationship with the God of your understanding and discovering what you already know. My name is Kathleen Frankert, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. And I greet you this morning with Namaste. Namaste is the Sanskrit word that means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Let's begin by joining our voices to read aloud our vision and mission. The words can now be seen on your screen. Our vision is empowering spiritual growth as a loving, inclusive, worldwide community. And this is our mission. We do this by teaching science of mind principles and other life-affirming spiritual truths. We explore, we learn, we grow, we connect, honoring all paths to God. We offer in-person and online weekly services, classes, workshops, affirmative prayer support, and other spiritual tools. We create opportunities for joyful social connection, community outreach, and service. We celebrate the awakening of our innate spiritual magnificence. So now, as we prepare for our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to settle in, connect with the breath, close your eyes, or soften your focus as we turn within. Invite this meditative music to calm your mind and open your heart as Bob Teesdale and our guest soloist Jay Poindexter share this beautiful chant by Christy Snow, I am opening.
I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. We are opening, we are opening, our hearts are ready to receive. We are opening, we are opening, our hearts are ready to receive. We are opening, we are opening, our hearts are ready to receive.
Yes, we are opening to receive from the one power and one presence that generously created everything out of itself, created all life. That life is perfect, whole, and complete. And that life is my life now. It is the life of all hearing these words. It is the life of everyone, everywhere, for all are made in its image and likeness. This divine life is the source of wisdom, wholeness, joy, love, and peace to soothe any concern and to support us in experiencing the fullness of God's good. Opening, we allow the influx of wisdom and guidance to answer whatever questions or concerns that are before us. Opening, we invite in vitality and wholeness to restore and heal any imbalance in our emotional, spiritual, or physical bodies. Opening, we recognize joy and love that brings fulfilling and harmonious relationships with everyone we meet, especially the one we meet in the mirror. Opening, we permit the peace that passes all understanding to settle deeply within us as we recognize and know that we are always wrapped in Spirit's tender embrace. With a joyous and uplifted heart, I accept the limitless good of God, and I trust that all unfolds now for the greatest and highest good for all who are open to its magnificence. I am grateful for this manifestation of Spirit's gifts in me and in everyone. I declare this to be so, and so it is. Today, our founding minister and spiritual director, Rev Karen Wolfson, continues her time off for the month of August. We are pleased to share an encore presentation, part 3 of her message, Your Inner Genius. Before we hear from Rev Karen, it's my pleasure to welcome back our music director, Bob Teesdale, with one of our favorite solo performers, Jay Poindexter. Bob and Jay will be performing Heaven's in My Heart by Melissa Felipe. Welcome, Bob and Jay.
I was sitting on the front porch, thinking about tomorrow and all the things I wanna be. Working hard to pay the bills is catching up with me. Then I stumbled on the key. I've been walking along the path, following my shadow, 'cause that was all that I could see. When I turned around to find a light, thinking it would set me free, I realized it's shining from me. Heaven's in my heart, I know that's a miracle. Heaven's in my heart, that's all I need. Now I know where to turn whenever I feel lonely, 'cause now I know I have a choice. I could whimper in my pain or sing out in my loudest voice. Today I have a reason to stand up and rejoice, 'cause heaven's in my heart, and I know that's a miracle. Heaven's in my heart, that's all I need. That's right, that's all I need. Never again afraid to fly. my faith will carry me back to the place where the love resides. It's right here inside, 'cause heaven's in my heart, and I know that's a miracle. Heaven's in my heart, and that's all I need. That's all I need. Heaven's in my heart. I know that's a miracle. Heaven's in my heart. That's all I need. That's right, that's all I need. I know that my love is guaranteed. Heaven's in my heart, that's all I need. I know my love is guaranteed. Heaven's in my heart, that's all I need. Heaven's in my heart, that's all I need.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Jay and Bob. Heaven's in my heart. Heaven's in your heart. Listen to these words. I've been walking along the path, following my shadow, 'cause it's all I could see. When I turned around and found a light, I realized it's shining from me. Heaven's in my heart. That's all I need. Do you know what that's referring to? Well, it's referring to your inner genius, or as I've been talking about for these March Sundays, your inner, infinite, irresistible, creative genius. And more about that in a moment, but first, I want to give a big shout out of congratulations to some of your fellow travelers. They are Jerry Bateman, Susan Davis, Harvey Kelsis, and Ann Moore. And they are the students who just completed a rigorous, life-transforming class series titled Self-Mastery, the Emergence of Your True Self. And you know, these students devoted so much time, thought, and dedication to their studies, and to me that demonstrates their genuine commitment to their spiritual deepening and their expansive growth. And that's right in alignment with our vision, empowering spiritual growth. You know, during my many years of ministry, I have seen again and again the impact of classes on the vibrancy and the strength of each center. So today, to each student, it is an honor to celebrate your sacred accomplishment. Plus, kudos and gratitude to your incredible teacher, Kathleen Frankert, one of our spiritual practitioners. I know she devotes 200% of herself to these classes and to her students. She continues to amaze and inspire me. So to each of you and to Kathleen, it is a sacred privilege to be able to share this life-transforming spiritual journey with you. Congratulations. Well deserved. And now, let's you and I check in. It's spring, and it has been a year since we began meeting like this. Believe me, I am so happy to know that you are out there, each one of you. Know that. You know, I think about you all the time, and I ask the question in my mind in one way or another, how are they doing? How are you doing? I know it's been a difficult and challenging time for many. And so I do wonder how you are. And let me ask this. If you've been with us for the past couple of weeks, have you been noticing that brilliant light of your inner genius? If you're watching us on Facebook Live, of course, we enjoy letting us know where you are and hearing your comments. I love when you let us know you're out there. And to you, our team of financial contributors, you continue to be an absolutely essential part of all that makes it possible for us to do this, to share our connection, our message, our caring. And we will continue doing this for the next several months. So thank you for standing by us. And thank you all for joining with us today. You know, as I think of you, I continue to affirm and see you as vibrantly healthy and abundantly supported in every possible way. So my title for today, completing this series for March, is Your Inner Genius, or Your Inner Infinite, Irresistible, Creative Genius. So here's a question. Do you think of yourself as a genius? And just what is your infinite, inner, irresistible, creative genius? For the past two Sundays, and by the way, you can see these messages on Facebook and YouTube, I've been telling you that that inner genius is the sweet spot of your unique essence. It's at the core of your being. You were born with it. It is who you and only you really are. You know, behind your labels, behind that identity you may have adopted based on who people told you you are. It's your divine self, God by any name, the infinite, expressing life as your creative genius. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the architect of our philosophy, said it this way. He said, all we have to do is be ourselves and realize that the one self, God, is expressing itself as each of us in a unique way, and it is infinite. And that's the most important part, because that means it's limitless. And I will add, available, obviously, 24/7. Your inner, infinite, irresistible, creative genius. So today, wrapping up this series, I have 3 questions for you. Questions that may reveal how to get out of the way of your genius so it can show up in countless ways, energizing, guiding, informing, and inspiring you and shining as you. But first, I want to be super clear. This is an inside job. Rabbi Naomi Levy said it this way. Finding your way in life is about uncovering the voice of your soul, the call that is already imprinted inside you, and then finding the courage to let your true voice be heard. Or, as Howard Thurman expressed it, I tap the resource that is beyond me by tapping the resource that is within me, within you. As the song says, heaven's in your heart. That's all you need. Now, let's take this a bit further. Ernest Holmes tells us all creation is a manifestation of the delight of God, seeing itself in form, the delight of God, knowing itself in us as us. And another one of our early classic New Thought teachers, Thomas Troward, he said it this way. He said simply that God wants to enjoy life. And to make this personal, Troward goes on to say that the moment we truly recognize our inner infinite source, I'm going to say our genius, we live directly from that originating life source with this incredible result. And these are his words. We begin making practical working realities of possibilities which at present seem but fantastic dreams. Wow. Okay, so you may be thinking, but wait, you don't know my life, the problems and the issues I'm dealing with. Well, I understand, because I have and have had and probably will have life's challenges. Well, here are 3 questions for you, questions that I actually have learned to ask myself, and questions that can help you to clear the way and bring your inner genius to these seemingly impossible situations. First question is this: is this situation really impossible? You know, our perceived impossibilities are usually the result of our prior unsuccessful attempts at whatever, and we've adopted those unsuccessful experiences as absolute. But Troward tells us principle is not bound by precedent, and that means your inner genius is not bound by your previous experiences. In fact, your inner genius has amnesia. It only knows the infinite possibilities proceeding from the present, and they are infinite. So, we may not currently know the solution to our impossible issue, but that doesn't mean there isn't a solution that exists. In the words of Reverend Michael Beckwith, lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. So here's a true story about a student in his first year at Berkeley. He writes, "One day I arrived late to one of my math classes, and so I hurried to my seat and I saw on the blackboard there were 2 math problems that I assumed had been assigned for our homework. So I quickly copied them and planned to work on them, but it took longer than usual. Well, a few days later, I apologized to my professor for taking so long doing that homework. And the problems seemed to be just a little bit more difficult than usual. So I asked him if he still wanted me to turn that in, and he told me, yeah, go ahead and throw it on his desk, which was already covered with heaps of papers. I did put it there, hoping it wouldn't be lost in those piles. Well, about 6 weeks later, on a Sunday morning, I was awakened by someone urgently knocking on my door. It was my professor. He rushed in with my paper in his hands, and he excitedly said, "I've just written an introduction to this paper. Read it so I can send it right away for publication." I had no idea what he was talking about. Well, fast forward to the end, it turns out the problems on the blackboard that I had solved, thinking they were homework, were in fact illustrations of 2 famous unsolved problems in statistics. Though there had been many brilliant attempts, they were never unsolvable, but they certainly they were unsolved as yet. Well, this student's name is George Danzig, and he went on to become a groundbreaking mathematician and scientist. And you may recall now, it may be sounding a little familiar, this story was the basis for the film Good Will Hunting. This young man didn't know those math problems were, at least up until then, famously unsolved. So he proceeded to solve them. The point is, our inner genius does not know about impossible situations. Our inner genius doesn't know about impossible situations. So question 2 is this: are my insurmountable obstacles real or imagined? Well, we think they're real, right? Well, consider this. There's a group of young Boy Scouts that had a game for initiating new members into their troop. So the Scouts set up an obstacle course made of chairs, and they explained to the new members that the one who made it through that maze of chairs first without bumping into them would be the winner. However, they would have to make it through the obstacle course blindfolded. They were given 30 seconds to study the layout of the obstacles before the blindfolds were put on. And then they were turned around 3 times before beginning. Now, while this was happening, the rest of the troop quickly and quietly removed all the chairs. So at the sound of the whistle, the fun began. As those blindfolded scouts cautiously picked their way around and through that maze of obstacles that really no longer existed, their only obstacles were those they thought were there, well, and even had proof that they were there, or so they thought. Principle is not bound by precedent. Just because an obstacle appeared in the past does not mean it exists in the present. And that brings me to question 3. Can I look at this situation, this daunting circumstance, from a different perspective, from a different angle? And in doing that, can I get out of the way of my inner creative genius? So here's a story, true story, from a small town newspaper in New York, and it's about a young man named Jason McElwain. Jason is autistic, and because he was considered too small to make his high school's varsity basketball team, He signed on as manager to stay near the sport he so loved. He was an all-around motivator of his team, handing out water bottles, dispensing tips, and helping run drills. And after practices, he would stay alone in the gym and go through his own elaborate pre-game ritual, which was most impressive. The article said that in this solitary exercise, every time Jason drained a three-pointer, a double pump layup, whatever that is, and a free throw. And then he would kiss the back of his ring finger and at center court and speed off to the dressing room to encourage and amuse his teammates. Well, the coach was so amazed at Jason's dedication that he had him suit up for the home game finale. There was no guarantee he would play because this was a big game. His school was battling for a division title. But he did get into that game after all, when his team gained a significant lead with 4 minutes left. It was his first and only appearance for that team, but what a performance. This little too short, 5'6" Jason hit 6 three-point shots and a two-pointer and was carried off the court on his teammates' shoulders. No wonder. So how did he do it? Well, here's how he explained it. He said, I saw that basket like it was a big old bucket, and I was just tossing them in like they were free throws. So I just felt relaxed. This is about seeing the situation from a different and larger perspective. What if we could see things like that big old bucket? Here's what I mean. Looking at a challenge or a problem or an obstacle, our tendency is to squint and stare really intently at it, like Jason could have done, thinking, as he might have thought, I cannot possibly get this big basketball into that little basket from way back here. No way. And then the tension would mount, and the chances are he would miss the basket. Now just imagine, kind of as he said, choosing to see that basket like, maybe 6 feet in diameter. As Jason said, seeing it like that, I just felt relaxed. He got out of the way of his own inner creative genius. So, looking at your daunting situation, can you change your perspective and make room for your inner genius to show up? Create some wiggle room, some vast spaciousness around your situation. The infinite is a very, very spacious basket with everything you need. Now, here's a practice for all of this. Be quiet and listen. As you heard in our earlier meditation song, I Am Opening, Ernest Holmes wrote this. He said, often we find ourselves with the problem of how to begin. We're not sure what we want to do. We see no way to begin anything. We see nothing to begin with, and we don't know where to turn. So it is then of all times we must be quiet and listen. We must trust that the same power that started all things will start us on the right road. Did you hear that one vital word? Trust. Author Elizabeth Gilbert calls this fierce trust. Oh, I love that. Think about times in your life when you have taken the leap and said yes to something, even though you didn't know how it would play out. Remember how you felt so alive as your whole being went to work on creatively finding a way, finding the resources, whatever was needed. Gilbert writes, fierce trust is about stepping out into your creative genius no matter what, regardless of the outcome. And she continues, hearing this announcement, your soul will mobilize ecstatically because this is what your soul, your inner genius, was born for. And by the way, know that you will know you are accessing your inner genius because you will feel so alive, so alive. Gilbert went on to say, when I do this, and then those anxious, fearful interior voices come up and demand, who the heck do you think you are? Here's my reply with fierce trust. Funny you should ask. And then I announce, I'll tell you who I am. I am a child of God, just like everyone else. I am a constituent of this universe. I have spirit believing in me and working alongside me. The fact that I am here at all is evidence that I have the right to be here. I have a right to my own voice and to my own vision. See, she's declaring, I am on a mission of creative expression with my inner, irresistible, incredible, and infinite creative genius. And so are you. And so am I. And so it is. So, in the energy of that fierce trust, Jay is going to send us into our week, taking it one step at a time, as he sings Karen Drucker's song, One Small Step Instead of Looking at the Mountain. It's all about perspective. So until I see you next time, I know that with your inner genius, you've got this.
I'm taking one small step instead of looking at that mountain. One small step, it gets me closer to my goals. One small step, instead of looking at that mountain, then it won't seem like I got so far to go. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. One small step gets me closer to my goals. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Then it won't seem like I got so far to go. And I got dreams filled with passion, but I got fears that tend to pop up in my way. But I got the power that's deep inside my soul. When I look too far and lose my way, it always lets me know I'm taking one small step instead of looking at that mountain. One small step gets me closer to my goal. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Then it won't seem like I got so far to go. And I got off the track and I couldn't find my way back. But when I looked inside, the truth, it could not be denied. I was making it harder than it had to be, just pushing and fighting until I found the key. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. One small step, it gets me closer to my goal. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Then it won't seem like I got so far to go. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. One small step, it gets me closer to my goals. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. Then it won't seem like I got so far to go. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain. One small step, it gets me closer to my goals. I'm taking one small step instead of looking at the mountain, then it won't seem like I got so far to go. Then it won't seem like I got so far to go. Then it won't seem like I got so far to go.
Thanks, Jay and Bob, for gifting us with your inspiring musical message. Reverend Karen, we trust that your time away brings perfect renewal for you, and we're so pleased that the magic of technology allowed you to be with us virtually to share your empowering message. The Center for Spiritual Living Sarasota is pleased to support you with prayer, inspiration, encouragement, and opportunities for virtual community and connection. Now is the time to share our offering that supports our ability to continue to be here for you. There are 3 easy ways to contribute. On your screen, you'll see our website, www.cslsarasota.com, where you can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or by credit card. Or you can mail a check to our address shown here, or you can arrange for automatic contributions through your online banking. Now I invite you to take your virtual gift in your hand, place it over your heart, blessing it as you share it, and know this with me. My gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper, and the divine flow returns it to me multiplied abundantly. And now let us declare together our offering affirmation. The words are on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. Thank you so much. Also on our website, you will find the green prayer request button, where you may seek prayer support for any intention you have. We have 4 licensed spiritual practitioners, Ron Frost, Jim Grove, Nicole Leeds, and me, who are available to know and affirm spiritual truth with and for you, for any concern you may have. Here on our website, you can sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter or check out our Facebook page for posts about upcoming events. Are you looking for a way to connect in community during the wait? If so, we have a great opportunity for you. It's our Spiritual Living Circle, which meets on Zoom every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Licensed spiritual practitioner Jim Grove leads a thought-provoking discussion of an article from this month's Science of Mind magazine. The topic this week is A Child's Guide to Mindfulness. To participate, email Jim at the address shown here, and he will send you all the details, including the discussion guide and a copy of the article. Newcomers are always welcome, so check it out this week. And now, as we conclude our sacred time together, let us do so with the intention to live in health, love, joy, and perfect peace. I invite you to listen in or join in singing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thanks so much for being with us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live